What's up, you guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to another toy review, and today we're going to be taking a look at another Ultraman monster. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Ultra Monster 500 series, Eleking. Eleking is of course another classic monster in this series. He first appeared in the show Ultra 7 way back to 1967, and he first appeared in the episode Secret of the Lake. That is episode 3 of the show, in which the heroes they find like this girl who's been kind of like inhabiting this weird little eel creature, and long story short, that eel creature of course is Eleking, as you can see here. I mean, it grows up to be Eleking, of course. They come from the race Alien Pit, if I'm correct. The aliens, you know, the one that kind of raised Eleking. Long story short, it goes from being kind of a cute little innocent creature to just kind of causing chaos. Another monster that was featured in the episode was Miklas, but sadly I don't have Miklas to kind of do a comparison, so, you know, we're just gonna have to go with what we got right here. So of course, as always, let's take a nice little look at the tag right here. Yep, you got like a nice little picture of Eleking right here fighting with Ultra 7. He is number 5, as you can see. And right, this is the front, this is the back, nothing in the inside. You know, what's very interesting is that you'll notice how he's like a whitish kind of color right here, while in the picture he's kind of a brownish. That's because if you buy the Ultra 7 complete series on Blu-ray by Mill Creek, it comes like one of those little books, those little like guidebooks, and it tells you like a little interesting facts, and they tell you like how Eleking, you know, his suit was white, but when they were fighting, you know, on set, his suit kind of got a little bit stained and dirty. So he kind of has that weird brown look to it. So, of course, you know, that's, that's a little bit of interesting fact right there. Of course, now let's take a nice little look at the figure. Now, as always, this is a very nice representation of how he appeared in the show. He looks very neat. I really do like this figure a lot. I know I say that a lot with the other figures, but what I really like about him is that they're very accurate to how they appear in the show, and that's always a very nice touch by Bandai, so that's very nice. As you can see here, he got like the nice tiny little grinning teeth right there. Painted in a nice little silver color. You could kind of see a little bit. I don't really got a good camera. I like the antennas too. They're kind of painted silver on both sides right there. I really do like the back part too, because I like how you got like this kind of like spray thing kind of going on with the paint. It doesn't go all the way down, but I do like what they did here. It's very neat. And of course you got like the nice little black spots on the figure. You got the feet, the bottom, of course. Now, one thing you will notice, of course, is a little bit of the paint job. Now, he looks fine at first, but technically, he's supposed to have a little bit more of the black spottings. As you can see in some places, like around his neck right there, you know, even in certain areas, like this bottom piece. You can't really see it because of my crappy camera. But he does have some parts where you know that they're supposed to be kind of painted with the black spots. Even on his tail too, they're missing. You got one spot here and another one right there. It's not too noticeable, if I'm being honest. But for some people, I know that might bother them a little bit. That he is supposed to have just a tiny bit more paint to him. It doesn't bother me personally, because it's, you know, as long as the figure looked nice, that's what kind of counts to me. But I know very well that some people might have a little bit of, you know, some trouble with that, with the paint, you know, as you can see here. But, you know, I still think the figure looks very neat despite some of the missing paint. So at least, you know, you got that going on. Of course, let's take a nice little look at the articulation. Now, he has 3 points of articulations. He can move at both arms. Both arms can move all the way 360. You know, arms move very nice. The tail also moves. It can move full 360 too. It doesn't have any problems. It's not tight. You know, he's a pretty movable figure, so that's pretty good for the most part. Of course, the only thing that does not move is the waist. Now, the reason for that, as I explained in a couple of my other toy reviews, I talked about how sometimes Bandai, with only a couple of their figures, they do that, where they do like a weird glue seal, where originally this figure was two pieces, but then they kind of, sorry about that, they kind of put it into one. Sometimes it's kind of obvious that it's a little bit of, glue that they put on, because you can see a little bit of some gloss right there. Obviously, you can't really see it now, but when you get the figure in your hand, you can kind of tell right there. So sadly, he does not have waist articulation. And like I said, they only do that sometimes with some of the monsters. Like if you look at my Gamora review figure, which I did a while back last year, his waist can move. It's a little bit it's a little tight, but it can still move. So you got that going on. But all in all, it's still a very nice figure, though. I still call it a pretty good deal. I got it pretty cheap, too. I got him for like $6 something on eBay. I got this guy a while back, too. So I'm very happy that I'm able to review him now. Not counting that this toy review was long overdue. So, of course, before I end the video, we, of course, had to do some size comparisons. Here he is compared with Ultra 7. Now, the sizing, it's pretty good. And, I'm not complaining. I think he's actually pretty nice. Now, obviously, he's supposed to be a little bit more taller. Now, some people might not, like that he's a little bit short, but it doesn't really bother me. You can still kind of, you can still mess around with the figure a little bit. It's still a pretty good size. Hey, you know what? Let's do this. Maybe we can reenact that scene in episode 3 where Ultra 7 gets electrocuted with his tail. Oh man, that was kind of a nice touch. That's kind of cool. You can't really, reenact it, but at least you got that going on. So he's a pretty good size. Now let's compare him to another hero. Here he is compared with Ultraman Geed, as you can see here. Because Ultraman Geed does fight Eleking in his show. Ultraman Geed came out in 2017. So Eleking is a very, he's a very, very classic character. He's pretty famous. He's appeared throughout different parts of the Ultra series. He's appeared in Ultraman Max, Ultraman Geed, as you can see. There's a couple of more too. He appeared in some movies. I can't count all of them at the top of my head, but all I can say is that he's a pretty nice little character. He did recently appear in Ultraman Taiga, but in the form of a tiny little baby Eleking. It's kind of adorable. If only I remember what episode that was, though. It's because it was kind of neat in a way. And, of course, I just have to take out another bad guy. So, just to do another comparison, here he is compared with Black King. Black King first appeared in the show Return of Ultraman. I just thought I'd kind of do a nice little comparison, as you can see, with two of the monsters. I might review him next. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I will keep that in mind, because I do have a couple of monsters I would like to review. Some other things I would like to kind of get at. So at least you got that going on. So that's pretty neat. So of course that kind of wraps our review today with Eleking. Now this, like I say, this video was long overdue. I do apologize for the long wait. I've been really busy. Hopefully I'll be cranking out a couple of more toy reviews in the future. I don't like to keep you guys waiting, because I know that some of you really do want to see more of my reviews. And do not worry, that will be coming up. So until then, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.